Picture this, a new employee joins your company on Monday. They need access to email, Salesforce, shared drives, also maybe dozen other applications. Now, on day one, everything looks good. 6 months later, when they switch departments, who updates their access? When they leave the company, who makes sure everything is removed? In most organizations, this happens through scattered emails, IT tickets, and a whole bunch of manual work. Things gets messed up, access piles up, nobody has a clear picture, and it's a chaos. But there is a better way. It's called identity governance. It's how companies control who has access to what. Let me show you how this works in this video. Hi, I'm Srinath. This is IAM with Srinath, where we talk exclusively about identity and access management and everything around it. Today, let's talk about something called identity governance and administration, or in short, identity governance. Have you ever wondered who has access to production database in your company or in your department, or whether a certain user has too much access? Those are the problems we will discuss about today and the process which controls them. Let's get into it. So, what exactly is identity governance? Let me give you a simple definition first. Identity governance is framework of policies, processes that ensure people have right access and only the right access throughout their entire time in an organization. Let's unpack that. What does it mean by right access? It means access appropriate for the job. Nothing more, nothing less. And only the right access. It means the IGA system constantly checking and removing access that no longer needed. And throughout the entire employee's lifetime in an organization. It means the day one they start at the company to the day they leave the company. And also in between, if they change the departments or change to a different manager, all these are managed by identity governance. Think of it this way. Authentication and authorization are doors. They control who gets in and where they can go. But IGA is like security manager. Decides who should have which keys, regularly checks the access usage, takes back the access when the people leave or exit the company, prevents unauthorized access to the systems when they move the departments. In the end, it also documents everything and records everything for the internal auditors or external auditors of a company. Think of it like this. It is an oversight layer. Your identity and access management system that you build is like a foundation in the organization. Identity governance is like a oversight layer on top of it, which ensures every organization is in compliance with the industry standards, especially the security standards. Now, you might be thinking, we have already authentication and authorization that we have seen in the last video. The link is here on the top. But why do we need identity governance here? That's a great question. We have multiple problems like access accumulation, orphaned accounts, no visibility, compliance risk. Okay, what do these terms mean? Let's go one by one. Access accumulation. Over time, people accumulate more and more permissions. Let's say a marketing manager who moves to the sales department might still have access to the marketing budgets, campaigns, and customer data they no longer need. That's a problem. Next problem, orphaned accounts. Someone leaves the company, for example, the IT department disables the account, but what about the admin accounts or the service accounts or the technical accounts that they use? Nobody takes care of it, if not for IGA. The next problem is no visibility. This is a big problem for organizations that are especially into the financial or domains or insurance domains like that, where the auditing is much more stricter and regulatory controls are mandatory. Can your company answer the question who has access to the financial system or the records in your company? Most companies can't answer this, especially the small ones, because the access is spread across the different applications. Different administrators are managing the access, no central view. That's the major problem where IGA is required. So the last one is compliance problem. Like I mentioned, regulatory controls are mandatory for most organizations, especially in this age of data and AI. These regulations like SOX, GDPR, HIPAA, they all require you to prove you are managing access properly. Without identity governance, you can't do any of these things. For example, you have IAM tools or products within your organization implemented, but if there is no IGA process, then you have no control on all these problems. Let me show you an example with a practical scenario. In this example, let's take Sarah as a new employee who is joining at a company as a sales manager. Let us walk through the entire life cycle for this employee. On the day one of onboarding, manager logs into the IGA system or IAM system, which is enabled with IGA processes. They submit the request which is required for Sarah to do the job every day. In this case, she needs access to the Salesforce, she needs an email and also shared drives. For the sake of the example, in this case, manager requests for access. Once the request is submitted, since the manager is the one, it automatically takes it as approved, and then it is sent for the next approver, in this case IT security. Once all the approvals are done, the access is provisioned automatically by IGA system. Everything is recorded, all good here. Sarah can start to work. But let's say in month 6 she gets promotion to a senior sales manager. In this case, she needs more access, like financial reports, admin access to the Salesforce, and team management portals. Same workflow, but her old roles are not removed in this case. So she got all the new access, but her old roles are still there. That's a problem, which we are going to look at next. At month 12, as part of the regular IGA process, access certification is set in place for all the managers to do. In this case, Sarah's manager receives an email that says it's time to review. Your report is accessed, including Sarah. So they log in into IGA system and they see something like this, where it has access approve or keep, in this case all these that are required for our senior manager, and old manager role is not required anymore. That was forgotten to remove in the during the promotion. This must be taken care now. So once they take the decision as revoke for this old role, manager will submit the certification, and IGA system keeps record of what was approved, what was revoked in the certification, and the revoked access is removed immediately. Let's say at month 18, or whenever Sarah leaves the company, just before she leaves, HR updates the last date, in this case 25th of June, and then IGA system will initiate the leaver process. And on the last day, everything will be removed, every access, every account will be disabled, and all the access related to each of those accounts will be removed. A report will be generated. All these events are stored in the IGA system for auditors later. That's governance, which is controlling every access and documenting it. All the access is automatically removed or added, and of course everything is auditable. Every step is tracked, every decision recorded, no access left behind. That's IGA in action. IGA requires specialized software, because building from ground up on your own requires a lot of time, investment, and managing that custom built product on your own will be a nightmare. There are many IGA products which are meant for enterprises, the big players in the identity governance. Let's go through them. SailPoint, which has a on-prem IGA, Identity IQ. Also, they have a cloud solution, Identity Now, which is currently called as Identity Security Cloud. Savient is another cloud native IGA platform. Ping Identity, which was previously called as ForgeRock. They have a cloud as well as on-prem offering. Microsoft, everybody knows Entra ID, which also has a IGA capability. One Identity, Oracle. There are other products also like Microfocus, which previously was called as NetIQ, and there are many open source products, but they requires customization. These are enterprise grade, powerful, and yes, they require investment and expertise to start with the IGA framework within your organization. But for smaller organizations, you don't need all these products. You can start with the basic access governance in place, like you one with the spreadsheets, and if there is a documented approval process, that's enough, and regular audits manually, some basic reporting out of these spreadsheets. It's not ideal, but it's better than nothing. And then as you grow and scale, you can add the IGA product. We will dive into specific tools and how to use them in future videos. For now, just know that governance requires thought, process, and usually some software to scale it. Even though for small organization, it's more of a process rather than the product behind it. We learned a lot. Your assignment this way. In your organization, let's find out who has access to what systems, or if the employees in your department has left the company, just check if their accounts are still enabled or if they still have access. Or just take a spreadsheet and try to do access review process that we demoed. Because in the next video, we will be talking about an important governance process called access certifications, step by step in detail with a demo. If this video has helped you, hit like button and subscribe for weekly IAM tutorials. I'm Srinath. See you in the next one.